Hey y'all, hey, we are back for another review of Ruthless. We're on season 4, episode 14, entitled Now You See Me. So let's just jump right into it. Ruth shows up to give her man, the highest his morning bath. And if I'm not mistaken, her and River, we're supposed to be in there stealing the cash money, but I think we might have got off task by the end of this scene. So River shows up with the hot water for the bath, and he's trying to talk to the house, trying to small talk, and she, has to play the role. She's like, listen, he ain't up for no small talk. He ain't with your talking, so you just pour this hot water and you be quiet. And, he goes off to the bathroom, and then they start whispering. And she tells River, like, listen, you need to get busy. You need to get busy with taking this money up out of here, because she overheard Daikon saying something about buying a safe, which means it's going to be harder for them to access that money once it gets in the safe. So you need to be busting a move. And so, before they finish the conversation, River looks up and the highest is behind him. And so the highest, she sends River away to get more hot water. And the highest asks her, like, hey, what was y'all talking about? What y'all whispering about? What's going on? And tells her that he overheard them whispering. And, she thinking real quick on her feet with it, because I'd have just been like, huh? Who was whispering? I don't even know how to whisper. Like, child, just an awful liar. Either way, she claims that she was telling him that he needs to learn how to read the room, and basically trying to school him and tell him, like, hey, if the highest doesn't seem interested in talking or interacting with you, you need to be quiet. You need to not talk to him. That's what she claims she was telling him. And he was like, well, that's exactly what it was, but how do you feel like you know me so well? What makes you so bold to think that you know me? And she claims, like, listen, I know you better than Daikon. I know you better than River and anybody else. The baby boy that I'm carrying is giving me insight on who you are as a person, because we're so connected, and he's your only pure child. He knows that you're the highest, but he also knows that you get scared, just a whole bunch of different things that she was telling him. And he was buying it a little bit. He was definitely buying it. It definitely got his attention off of what he may or may not have thought he overheard, but it was definitely a close call, but crisis averted. All right. Then he goes on and asks her, like, hey, what do you think of River? And she claims, like, listen, he's like a little gnat. We call him a little gnat because he's annoying like a little brother, like just always there, always in the way. And then he asks her, like, hey, do you trust River? And she's like, and he also goes on to say, hey, does he tell you what I do to him when I'm angry? And she's like, I have no idea. Nope, nobody ever told me anything. Knowing for the good and full damn well that River has told her, but then he goes on to confess that he hurts River any way that he can when he's angry, and that River never fights back or says anything. And he goes on to say that he is thankful to be able to take his rage and his anger out on River. And if I didn't know that he was crazy as hell, now that definitely go ahead and put the nail in the coffin for me. Like, this man is a psycho, because you're happy and you're thankful that you have somebody to treat as a punching bag when you not on your medications. And for me, this is just me now. This is just me talking. But if it were me, you are great. You, Daikon, and your henchmen are greatly outnumbered. And if we won't do mass genocide, let's go with mass homicide and just go ahead and outnumber y'all and take y'all up out of here, because You bragging that you sodomizing me and all these other different things? No, sir. I don't like it. I don't like it, not one bit. But I know it's a TV show, and I gotta take a step back. Either way, Daikon tells the two guards, Lewis and I don't know, I can't remember his name. Lewis and company. He tells them that they need to go find Peter. Y'all need to go see if y'all can find Peter. And they tell him, like, oh, we saw Peter. He came back to the camp, and we sent him off on a 4-wheeler to go look for Aaron. And he was like, well, why didn't y'all tell me? And they told him, like, because you were about to go to bed when it happened. Like, it wasn't no point in waking you up. He's like, listen, y'all go get on the 4-wheeler and y'all go find him. And they was like, yeah, we'll go find him, because we did put him on a 4-wheeler that we can track. So we'll go get him. We'll go get him. And he was like, listen, that's cool and all, but if y'all don't bring him back, that's your ass, Mr. Postman. You already know the penalty, so y'all better go find him and drag his ass back here. All right, so the ladies are in the kitchen, and Elder Mother gives Laura some potion to drink, because she realizes that she hasn't eaten or drank anything today. She pseudo or fake drinks a sip of it, and then when Elder Mother gets distracted talking to Zane, she pours it right on down the drain, as you should. I'm glad you know, getting uncloudy in your brain and you pulling it together. Joan saw her pour most of it out, so you know, Joan realizes that okay, there's something else in the mix here, and whatever. So Elder Mother's gonna drag Laura off to the laundry room to see what Lacey has going on. Meanwhile, Joan tells Zane, like, listen, I need to go get ready to go to the bank. I damn near forgot that Zane was also in on the plan before she had her mental break. Last season, if I'm not mistaken, she had a mental break and actually ended up shooting one of the guardsmen, soldiers or whatever you want to call them, in the head. That still behooves me. I know why she did it, to kind of prove her loyalty to the highest, but she was also given like, oh, I'm trying to do what, you know, I'm trying to be a bad bitch, like Ruth. And so that's kind of how she got cut out. But I don't know what Joan's reasoning was for telling her this, knowing like Zane was in on the plan, like she could ruin the plan if she was already out. Like it was just a lot. Anyway, Zane notices that, you know, the heist has been going back and forth to the bank a lot. A lot of people are noticing like he's just leaving a whole lot in and out going to the bank, which somebody with, you know, 2 pieces of sense would figure out what's going on. And Joan tells her like, listen, it's good news, you know, I can't really get into it right now, but all I need you to do is just hold it together long enough for us to get back from the bank. So I guess, you know, Joan is working on her own plan and trying to, you know, bring Zane in, or, you know, not leave Zane out when they get to getting up out of there. I don't know. It was just kind of strange that she was back talking to Zane, even though they had kind of cut her out after that whole incident, since she was Marva's right-hand woman. But she's also kind of in and out of this role where, I don't know, girl, are you saying again what's really going on? That's just me. All right. Marva takes Laura to the laundry room to help Lacey, and, you know, tells him like, hey, Lacey, you getting these laundry good? You moving fast on this laundry, but I need it all to be done, you know, before breakfast is over. So she brought Laura in there to help her. The second she leaves, Lacey is like, listen, here. She hands her some clean food that Zane often sneaks to her, you know, just to keep her system clean, keep her mind grounded, keep her stable. And she tells her, listen, I need you to have a clear mind so we can work on getting up out of here. So it seems as if Lacey wants to pull Laura in to figure out a plan for them to get the hell up out of there. So at this point, child, does anybody still believe in the cult? Does anybody still, other than Marva, child, does anybody else still believe? Because everybody got 2, 3, 4, 5 plans rolling to get up out of there. And if it were me, you get you about 5, 10, 15, 20 plans going. Because if one don't work, I'm getting out of here by any means necessary, or you're just going to have to do what you got to do. That's just me. Anyway, you know, she tells Laura, like, listen, because Laura is so inundated. Like, I get it. Aaron and Laura, they have this undying love, and it's so magical, so beautiful. But first of all, Laura, you the reason we in this motherfucker to start with. So that keep pissing me off. So she's still just pining and whining, like, we need to go find my husband. We need to go find him. Aaron left you for dead. That's just it. Aaron left you for dead, girl. He don't give a damn. He took his he took the chance. He knew what the consequences were. He didn't give a damn about coming back for you, so just let it go. Of course, she has no idea. She has no idea about that currently. But still, she's pissing me off without this whining, just looking for Aaron. Either way, she tells her, like, listen, your husband could very well be dead. I mean, they kill people all the time around here. Like, girl, just get your mind right. Worry less about Aaron and more about yourself. And then she tells Laura, you know, about her story, more about her story, and how Oliver was her love, and how the heist killed him, and she also ended up getting stabbed in the process. And Laura can literally barely believe what Lacey is telling her, and she's like, wow, like, what the hell is going on around here? Exactly. Like, it makes you wish you would have never brought your ass up in there, right? Exactly. And she tells her, like, listen, be careful who you're talking to, because people will go back and tell the highest, and you don't want to end up chopped up either. So I just need you to just trust me. I don't know what Zane done told you, but just count on me. Just chill, and we're gonna figure something out. But what you need to be doing is flirting with a guard, because the guard is probably gonna be your way up out of here. But just calm down in the meantime. Just buy your time. Don't get to hollering in here. Just chill. All right. Joan goes to River, and she's like, where you going with this water? And she's like, I'm taking the water. River's like, I'm taking the water to the highest. And he tells her like, well, why? He's like, well, really, Ruth wants me to show her where the money is. And Joan is like, well, what the hell would you go and do that for? Like, you know, Ruth will leave our asses and cut us out in a minute. And River is hanging his hat on the fact that she won't because her daughter is not back. And he also knows that River knows that Ruth is the closest thing to the money in the event that they got to drop everything and leave. So, for example, if Aaron gets to the cops and they bust in, she's the closest to the money currently, so she can get it and we can make an escape if it all goes to hell. I don't have that luxury and you don't, so we have to trust her. And Joan really believes like Ruth would burn us, and she was like, maybe, but we can't trust nobody in this environment, so we literally have to start somewhere. That's all we got. We all we got. CMB, we all we got. So this is just what we have to do. And Joan's like, okay, all right, so I'm gonna go with y'all's plan. But she suggests like, listen, when we come back from the bank tonight, we need to bust a move tonight because we don't know if the block hot, we don't know what's coming down the pike, so we need to go. Again, y'all coming up with a lot of plans, but Ruth is in charge of the girls. It just is what it is. Ruth is the one in charge of the girls, and she gonna be the one to tell y'all when the moves are to be busted. So yeah, it just is. It's just how it has to go in this thing. All right. Peter gets to the truck, and the truck is abandoned, child. Aaron left that truck long ago. Lewis and company, they show up. You know, hell, they show up 5 seconds after Peter gets there, and Peter's been going all night, so I don't know what the hell Peter been doing. He has no idea what to do next, and he's like, listen, y'all just give me another hour. I promise y'all I'll bring him back. And they was like, no ma'am, no sir. We're gonna go ahead and head back to the camp. Cause if we come back without you, you know, nah. Go ahead and we're gonna head out. And they tell him, listen, we have to go back. And he knows like, I done lost this boy, I done been back. It's just so much going on. I know they're gonna chop my head off when I get back here. So I ain't trying to go. So he makes this feeble ass attempt to run away, and of course they beat his ass, tie him up, and drags him back to the compound. Cause I'm not finna get killed cause you won't come back. Cause I wasn't the one that lost him. It's on you. It is definitely on you. So whatever. Joan got on her good sundress, baby. She got on her Sunday's best, you know, waiting to head to the bank with the highest. Before Ruth can let him get up out of there, she got to slide her little questions in there and ask the highest, like, hey, why are there so many bank runs? Like, what's going on? And he says, listen, I'm creating a new heaven, a new paradise for us, and it takes money to do that. And, you know, it's going to be a beautiful place for us to go and the children. So are the children already there in heaven? Not heaven, but heaven, the new place that you created? That might be an inclination as to where they are, but, you know, whatever. And so she asked again about the children. He's like, listen, you always ask about the children. And she was like, you know, I don't know. She ties it to being a lot like him. She doesn't really, you know, give any inclination that she is waiting on her daughter. And I saw somebody else's review. I'm not big on, you know, watching somebody else's review until mine's is recorded and posted. But I saw somebody else's review. They were talking about last week's episode. And I forgot that she's not only waiting for her daughter, she's waiting for Tandy's daughter as well. Because remember, I think Tandy is presumed dead. She got away in season 1, I think. Season 2. She got away a long time ago. But I think we can presume that she's dead. According to some kind of news or something they put out that says she committed, you know, unaliving herself. So, you know, I think Ruth's waiting on not only her daughter, but Tandy's daughter. So she got 2 kids that she need to try to escape with. But the heist tells her, at last, my love, you need to not worry about no kids except the one that you are carrying. That belongs to me. You know, my one true heir. That's all you need to worry about. So, again, she ain't coming up off no information. And she gonna have to figure out something else. He not coming up off the information. Because didn't the bus driver leave with them sharing on a bus? Who knows the bus driver? They're going to know where he went. Also, the man that was fixing the bus is dead. So who drove the kids? I don't know. Somebody knows. Somebody in that compound knows, because the highest likes to bring a lot of his people in on like the intimate details of stuff that's going on. So somebody knows the information. You just going to have to figure it out. All right. Lewis and company are back with Peter. They got him hog-tied to the back of the 4-wheeler. And, you know, all is well. Joan wants to know, how much Peter knows. She's standing out there, she's watching, and she's talking to River. And she was like, ain't he mad at you? Like, didn't you piss him off because you wouldn't leave with him last night? And so now you don't know if he's going to start talking. So that further complicates things for you, River. And we got enough going on. So she tells him, go see what he knows or what he's going to snitch on you about. What is he willing to say? Go see what he's going to snitch on you about, what he's willing to say. And so he's like, So he got scared. He was like, nah, he ain't feeling me right now. You go. And Joan is like, no, sir, I ain't going to be able to do that because women have no business in men's business, remember? So you go handle it, man. Go on over there. And so Daikon sends him off to the electrocution tent or the charger chair, whatever they want to call it, which is where Malcolm is currently seated. And as he walking by Peter, his head's going to yell out River's name. Talking about River. And River's like, you stop talking to me, you maggot. Just giving off inclinations that y'all got something going on, child. Just giving up the tea. And Daikon sees that. He's like, well, why would he be calling your name? What's really going on? And he's like, well, I don't know. I don't know why you calling my name. And Daikon's like, I hope he spills all the tea so I can tell the highs and I can get rid of your ass for good. So we'll see if Peter, how much snitching he gonna do. Also, we're going to see if Lewis and company got to him and was able to keep him quiet. But, we will talk about that part when we get to the episode. That part of the episode. Either way, we're going. Lewis and company, can't remember the other dude's name, so it's just company. Lewis and company tell Peter, like, listen, we're going to go ahead and take you in this charger chair chamber place. However, before we go in here, I need you to shut up. Shut up because we need your help. We are working on a plan to get out of here as well. And Peter's looking like, oh, I had no idea. It wouldn't be a damn secret plan if you knew. Either way, and they're like, listen, I need you to be quiet. Let them punish you. They are not going to kill you. So company, whatever his name is, he was like, listen, I've already been punished before. Yeah, it hurt. It was uncomfortable. But I need you to let that happen. I need you to stay strong. I need you to apologize. And I need you to, express your loyalty, and it'll all be over soon. We got a plan to get us all up out of here, but you got to be quiet. You're the part of the plan because he may snitch on them and say that he got the car key, so they got to try to keep him quiet as well. So they're going to go in there, tie him up, whatever. Malcolm is in there, and of course he going to conspire to the end. And Malcolm, I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you at all. If it's any little sliver of hope of me getting up out of here, it is what it is. However, I feel like Malcolm is such a snake to the point that he would get Peter to help him and still leave him tied up in there. And I don't want that. I don't want that for Peter. If you're going to help me, if I help you, you got to help me back. Either way, he's trying to figure out a way up out of there, and he's trying to recruit Peter. And when he walked in, I guess there was a razor up under Peter's shoe. He's like, listen, all you got to do is slap me that razor. I'll cut myself loose, and I can do the rest. I can help you. Now, again, I don't trust Malcolm as far as I can see into his sunken eyes from his current state of mind, but it wouldn't be wise. But Peter, he's holding strong. He's like, listen, just stop talking to me. Stop. I'm gonna help you. I'm both my hands tied up like yours. Stop. Just cut the crap. I ain't got nothing on it. You evil government person, whoever you are. All right. So Joan tells River that she has a solution. And Joan, it's something about Joan that is creepy and homicidal. It's something about her that is oddly even killed. Like even her tone and the way she speaks, it's eerie and it's freaking creepy sometimes. Either way, she tells River, she's like, listen, you got a problem on your hand. I got a solution. You're going to need to feed them some of them special herbs and marbles that are on the top shelf in the pantry. Now he's saying they. And I know she's talking about Peter, but I don't know who the rest of the day is. But in order to take care of your newest problem, that is my suggestion. That's all I got on it. Kind of like a little rock, throwing a rock high in the hand type situation. Like, I'm going to tell you what you need to do to get him up out of here, but I ain't got nothing on it. I ain't doing it. All right. A FBI plant sees them going out of the back gate. They're going to take the four-wheelers to some other road to get into the car to go on to the bank. And so he calls Desiree and gives her the information. And she's like, okay, cool. Thanks for the information. They need to check on the warrant. But the warrant is a no-go because the senator, I guess is who signs off on warrants, which I thought it was judges. Don't judges sign off on warrants? Can senators sign off on warrants too? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Either way, the senator, which is Aaron's dad, has called off the warrant. He doesn't need it anymore, for the simple fact that the tower that Aaron called him from was for 3 towns over, and he pseudo bought, like, barely, but he bought the story that Aaron says he's fine, so there's no need for the warrant. And Desiree knows, she's wise enough to know that they made him do it, but there's just not much that they can do. So the next course of action is going to try to him the highest up on that stolen Rolls Royce that he is driving. And so, Cal is like, listen, that's not going to solve the problem. She was like, it's not, but that's going to remove him from the flock. It might be easier for us to get in there that way. Or, at least we'll have him in custody, and that's one less person we got to think about. But, yeah. So the sheriff comes in, and he's like, well, what y'all talking about? Of course, they didn't give him the real answer. And they ask him about Deputy Kate. I ain't seen Deputy Kate today. Where's she at? And he tells her, like, she has a grandma that's on hospice, and she takes off 3 to 4 days a week to go check on said grandma, and he don't like interrupting her. Bull crap. Absolute bull crap. But this is all we have to go on currently. All right, so Mac calls the sheriff, and we all know that the sheriff called Mac for him to go get Aaron away from Officer Kate. And so we know where Officer Kate is. I'm sure he can make an assumption. Either way, Mac calls the sheriff and tells him, listen, I got Aaron. Now, he saw my face, so I'm probably going to have to get rid of him. What you want me to do? And the sheriff is like, no. We're gonna let the Rakadushi take care of him because they owe me some favors. They owe us some favors. So you just stay put, and I'll send one of them to you. And so Mac is like, I don't want them to see me and be able to identify me either. So what if I just leave him here in the trunk of the car, and they just come find the car and do what they need to do? So that might be the plan, which would lead me to believe that, okay. And then, after Mac leaves, Aaron figures out a way to get up out of that trunk. That would be stellar. And hopefully he would get missing and get back to his dad. That's going to be able to, deploy the army to keep him protected at all costs. That's my hope. I'm rooting for Aaron, even though he got on my damn nerves here earlier last season, but I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him to get up out of there. All right. And so, Mac also tells the sheriff about the Rolls Royce, and so now everybody's hip to the fact that the FBI is gonna probably try to pull them over in that car. So it's probably in your best interest to not get in there. The heist and the gang, they meet up at the cars at the alternate location, and the sheriff calls Darkon and tells them, listen, y'all need to turn around and head back to the camp. Do not get in that Rolls Royce. They plan on stopping you. They plan on stopping y'all, and they plan on arresting y'all the second they see that car. So y'all need to move. And he also tells them, like, listen, y'all need to go get Aaron. And y'all need to take care of him because we've done all we're going to be willing to do. Again, I'm out of this. My name is Bennett, and I ain't in it. So that's where we at with it. And so at the very end of the episode, they would like for us to believe that they got in the car because the Rolls Royce rolls up with the truck behind it, and they're rolling up to the barricade with the FBI people standing there. And, they're yelling, get out the truck, get out the car, get out the car. And so the Rolls Royce continues to roll up, and so they're moving in for the takedown. From the looks of it, they not in that Rolls Royce in the least bit. Maybe they got somebody to take the fall, get in the front seat, and they figured out a way to get out of there. But what I can assure you is that the highest and them boys is not in that Rolls Royce. So, yeah, that is it. That's it for episode 14. Pretty jam-packed episode. Can we hurry up? 'Cause I need somebody to try to escape. Because, kind of sort of. Because the last group that tried to escape, everybody got slaughtered. Every last one of them. So it wasn't real thought out. But whatever. If you kill me in the process, it is what it is. It's time for me to go. Either way. That's been season 4, episode 14. Let me know what you think about the episode. Drop it in the comments and we'll talk about it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, or whatever it is you feel like doing. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.